The vast expanse of space stretched infinitely, a black canvas dotted with the glimmering lights of distant stars. Amid this celestial sea, the spaceship Explorer X cut through the void with an almost regal grace. Its sleek, metallic frame, adorned with the insignia of the United Earth Space Agency, reflected the twinkling starlight, making it appear as a beacon of human ingenuity and exploration. Inside the Explorer X, the hum of advanced machinery and the soft glow of control panels created a serene yet purposeful atmosphere. Captain James Morgan, a seasoned explorer with a steel gaze and a calm demeanor, stood at the helm. His eyes, sharp and observant, scanned the myriad of data streaming across the screens before him. Every so often he glanced at the crew, a team of highly skilled men hand-picked for this historic mission. "How are we looking, Ethan?" Captain Morgan asked, turning to Dr. Ethan Carter, the ship's lead scientist. Dr. Carter, a man in his early 30s with an insatiable curiosity and a warm, approachable presence, was deeply engrossed in analyzing the readings from the ship's sensors. "All systems are nominal, Captain," Dr. Carter replied, his voice tinged with excitement. "We're on course and making excellent time. The data we're collecting is groundbreaking." Captain Morgan allowed himself a rare smile. This mission, a journey to the uncharted sectors of the galaxy, had been years in the making. It was an endeavor that promised to expand humanity's understanding of the universe and their place within it. "Good to hear, Ethan," the captain said. "Let's keep it that way." The crew of the Explorer X was a diverse group, each member an expert in their field. From seasoned navigators to brilliant engineers, they all shared a common goal: to explore the unknown and bring back knowledge that could benefit all of humanity. Their camaraderie and dedication were palpable, a testament to the rigorous training and shared vision that had brought them together. As the hours turned into days, the crew settled into a routine, each member diligently performing their duties. The spaceship's state of the art systems ensured a smooth voyage, with artificial gravity and life support systems, maintaining a comfortable environment. However, as with all great journeys, challenges were inevitable. One fateful day, the Explorer X encountered a region of space that seemed different, almost alive with an unseen energy. The ship's instruments, usually precise and reliable, began to behave erratically. Warnings flashed across the control panels, and the soft hum of machinery took on a more urgent tone. "Captain, we're experiencing some kind of interference," Navigator Lewis reported, his voice tense. "It's affecting our navigation systems." Captain Morgan's brow furrowed. Dr. Carter quickly analyzed the data. "It appears to be a highly unusual electromagnetic field, Captain. It's unlike anything we've encountered before. Shut down non-essential systems and divert power to shields and navigation," Captain Morgan ordered. The crew sprang into action, their training kicking in as they worked to stabilize the ship. Despite their best efforts, the interference grew stronger, overwhelming the ship's systems. Lights flickered, and the once calm hum of machinery turned into a cacophony of alarms and warning sirens. "Brace for impact," Captain Morgan shouted as the Explorer X was violently jolted, sending crew members sprawling. The ship careened through space, pulled inexorably towards an unknown destination. Through the viewport, a lush, verdant planet came into view, its surface covered in dense forests and sparkling bodies of water. The ship's descent was rapid and uncontrolled, but the crew's expertise and the ship's robust design mitigated what could have been a catastrophic crash. With a final, bone-jarring lurch, the Explorer X came to a halt, partially submerged in a tranquil lake surrounded by towering trees and vibrant flora. The once pristine spaceship now bore the scars of its turbulent journey, but it had survived. Captain Morgan, pulling himself up from the floor, surveyed the scene. "Is everyone all right?" he called out, his voice steady despite the chaos. A chorus of affirmative responses reassured him. Dr. Carter, nursing a bruise on his forehead, approached the captain. "We've landed, but we're not where we intended to be." Captain Morgan nodded, looking out at the alien landscape. "No, we're not. But we're explorers. Let's find out where we are and who or what might be out there." As the crew began their preparations to explore this new world, a sense of anticipation and curiosity filled the air. The unknown planet, with its mysterious beauty and potential secrets, awaited them. Little did they know this unplanned detour would lead to discoveries beyond their wildest imaginations and encounters that would forever change the course of their lives. And so, with cautious optimism and unyielding determination, the crew of the Explorer X set out to unravel the mysteries of their unexpected new home. Chapter 2: Crash Landing. The airlock hissed open, and a team of explorers stepped out into the alien wilderness. The air was thick with the scent of unfamiliar flora, and strange bird-like creatures called out from the canopy above. The sky was a brilliant shade of violet, casting an otherworldly glow over the landscape. The team moved cautiously, scanning their surroundings with handheld devices. Dr. Carter was fascinated by the rich biodiversity. His scientific curiosity piqued despite the circumstances. Dr. Ethan Carter, the ship's lead scientist, was among the first to notice the approach of the Valerian women. Their tall, statuesque figures moved with a grace and strength that seemed almost otherworldly. As they emerged from the dense foliage, their eyes glowing with curiosity and caution, fixed on the crew. Ethan's breath caught in his throat. These women were unlike anything he had ever seen. Their beauty was ethereal, their presence commanding. The first moments were tense. Both groups stood at a distance, sizing each other up. Captain Morgan, ever the diplomat, stepped forward with his hands raised in a universal gesture of peace. "We come in peace," he said slowly, hoping that the universal translators were functioning correctly. His voice echoed in the stillness, a fragile bridge between two worlds. One of the Valerian women, evidently a leader, stepped forward. Her presence was magnetic. She had piercing blue eyes and a cascade of silver hair that shimmered in the sunlight. "We are the Valerians," she spoke, her voice melodic yet firm. "Who are you, and why have you come to our world?" Captain Morgan exhaled a sigh of relief as the translator emitted her words in perfect English. "I am Captain James Morgan of the Spaceship Explorer. We come from a planet called Earth. Our ship malfunctioned, and we crash. Lamed here, we mean no harm." The leader, who introduced herself as Commander Area, regarded them with a mixture of skepticism and intrigue. "Your presence here is unexpected, Earthmen. Our planet has been isolated for millennia. Follow us. We must learn more about you." The crew exchanged glances, and with a nod from Morgan, they followed the Valerian women deeper into the forest. The path wound through towering trees and vibrant flora, leading to a hidden valley. Nestled within was a bustling village, a harmonious blend of advanced technology and nature. The Valerians had crafted their homes from the living trees, seamlessly integrating their advanced machinery with the natural world. As they walked, Ethan couldn't help but notice the Valorian women's subtle glances and whispers. They were clearly as fascinated by the human men as the men were by them. One woman, in particular, caught his eye. She had fiery red hair and a determined look in her eyes. She matched his gaze for a moment before turning away, a faint smile playing on her lips. The group was led to a large, open structure at the heart of the village. Inside, they were seated around a circular table, and a holographic map of Valoria materialized in the air above them. Aria took her place at the head of the table. "We will help you repair your ship," she said, "but in return we ask for your knowledge. We wish to learn about your world and your technology." Captain Morgan nodded. "Agreed. We'll share what we can. Our survival depends on cooperation." The next few days were a blur of activity. The crew worked tirelessly alongside the Valerians, repairing the damaged Explorer X. As they worked, they exchanged knowledge and skills. The Valerians, with their superior physical strength and advanced understanding of biomimicry, proved invaluable. In return, the human crew shared their technological advancements and problem-solving techniques. Ethan found himself frequently working alongside the red-haired Valorian. Her name was Alora, and she was a warrior and engineer. They quickly developed a rapport, their mutual curiosity breaking down barriers. Alora was fascinated by human technology, and Ethan marveled at the Valorian's seamless integration with nature. One evening, as they sat by a fire, Alora asked, "Tell me about Earth, Ethan. Ethan smiled, gazing into the flames. Earth is diverse. We have vast oceans, towering mountains, and cities that never sleep. But it's also a place of contradictions, beauty and danger, peace and conflict. It's home. Elara listened intently, her eyes reflecting the dancing firelight. It sounds wondrous. I'd like to see it someday. As the days turned into weeks, the bond between the crew and the Valerians grew stronger. Trust and respect blossomed, paving the way for deeper connections. The cultural exchange was enriching for both sides. The Valerians shared their knowledge of sustainable living and advanced biological sciences, while the humans introduced new technologies and perspectives. The pivotal moment came when Commander Aria announced a decision. "We will visit Earth," she declared, "to learn more and to share our knowledge. This journey will strengthen both our worlds." The announcement was met with excitement and apprehension. Preparations for the journey began in earnest, with both humans and Valerians working side by side. The anticipation of new adventures and the promise of a unique cultural exchange filled the air with a palpable sense of hope and unity. As Explorer, X was finally repaired and ready for departure. Ethan stood with Elara, looking at the horizon. "Are you ready for this?" he asked. Elara smiled, her eyes bright with excitement. "More than ready. Let's explore this new world together." With the ship repaired and the Valorians eager to embark on their journey to Earth, the stage was set for an unprecedented adventure. The promise of discovery and the thrill of the unknown awaited them, marking the beginning of a new chapter in their lives. And so, Explore, X, now a symbol of unity and collaboration, lifted off from Valeria, carrying with it the hopes and dreams of two worlds intertwined by fate. Chapter 3: Establishing Communication. As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of pink and gold, the crew of Explore, X, and the Valerian women gathered around a roaring fire. The initial tension had given way to a budding curiosity, each side eager to learn more about the other. This night marked the beginning of a cultural exchange that would forever alter the fates of both worlds. Captain James Morgan sat at the edge of the circle, his eyes reflecting the dancing flames. He had always prided himself on being a man of action, but tonight he felt a different kind of anticipation. Beside him, Dr. Ethan Carter, the ship's lead scientist, wore an expression of eager curiosity, his mind already buzzing with questions about Valeria's unique flora and fauna. Aria, the Valorian leader, stood gracefully, her commanding presence impossible to ignore. She raised her hand and the murmurs of the crowd quieted. "Tonight, we embark on a journey of understanding," she began, her voice steady and melodic. "We Valerians have lived in isolation, our society built on strength and beauty. But now, we welcome our visitors with open hearts and open minds." James nodded in agreement, rising to address his crew and the Valerians. "We come from a world of endless possibilities," he said, his voice carrying the weight of leadership. "We have much to learn from each other. Let tonight be the first step in building a bridge between our worlds." With formalities exchanged, the night took on a more relaxed atmosphere. Laughter and conversation filled the air as the two groups began to mingle. The Valerian women, tall and strong, moved with an effortless grace, their curiosity about the human men evident in their bright, inquisitive eyes. Elara, a Valorian warrior with striking silver hair and piercing blue eyes, approached Ethan with a curious smile. "Tell me, Dr. Carter, what is it like on Earth?" she asked, her voice tinged with genuine interest. Ethan's face lit up. "Earth is a place of great diversity," he explained. "We have vast oceans, towering mountains, and sprawling cities. Each region has its own unique culture and traditions." Elara listened intently, her fascination growing. Ethan paused, considering his answer. "Our resilience, I think," he said thoughtfully. "Humans have faced countless challenges, yet we always find a way to overcome them. We're constantly pushing the boundaries of what's possible." As the night progressed, stories flowed freely. The Valerians shared tales of their ancestors, legendary warriors whose feats were immortalized in song and dance. In return, the human crew recounted the history of space exploration, the triumphs and sacrifices that had led them to this moment. James found himself deep in conversation with Arya. She spoke of Valeria's society, a matriarchal system where strength and wisdom were the cornerstones of leadership. Our ancestors believed that unity was our greatest strength, Arya said, her eyes reflecting the firelight. Perhaps that is something our worlds share. James nodded, his respect for Arya growing. Indeed, unity has always been our guiding principle as well. It's what brought us to the stars, and it's what will help us forge this new alliance. Throughout the evening, bonds began to form. The human men were captivated by the Valerian women's strength and beauty, while the Valerians admired the men's intelligence and ingenuity. It was a night of discovery, not just of each other's cultures, but of the potential that lay within their union. As the fire burned low, James stood once more. "Tonight has been a remarkable start," he said, his voice filled with conviction. "Tomorrow we will begin preparations for our journey to Earth. Together, we will create something extraordinary." The Valerians and the crew of Explore X raised their glasses in a toast, their spirits high. The night had laid the foundation for a partnership that promised to change the course of their futures. As the stars shone brightly above, a sense of hope and possibility filled the air. The cultural exchange had begun, and with it, the dawn of a new era of unity and collaboration between Earth and Valeria. In the flickering firelight, friendships were forged, dreams were shared, and a promise was made, a promise of mutual respect, shared knowledge, and a future where two worlds would thrive together. Chapter 4, Cultural Exchange begins. The Valerian sun cast a golden hue across the lush landscape as the crew of the Explorer X and their newfound Valerian allies gathered in the clearing that had become their makeshift base. The once pristine spaceship now stood repaired, its sleek, metallic surface gleaming under the alien sky, a testament to the combined efforts of two vastly different civilizations. Captain James Morgan surveyed the scene with a mix of pride and anticipation. The past weeks had been a whirlwind of discovery, adaptation, and burgeoning friendships. Now, as they prepared for their journey back to Earth, the air buzzed with a mixture of excitement and melancholy. Leaving Valeria felt like leaving behind a piece of their own hearts. "All right, everyone, gather around," James called out, his voice carrying a note of authority softened by genuine warmth. The crew and Valerians assembled, their faces reflecting a spectrum of emotions. Dr. Ethan Carter, the ship's lead scientist, stood next to Arya, the Valerian leader whose wisdom and strength had been instrumental in their collaboration. Their bond had grown deep, forged through shared challenges and mutual respect. Ethan's eyes met Arya's, and for a moment the world seemed to hold its breath. "We've done something remarkable here," James began. "Not only have we repaired our ship, but we've also built bridges between our worlds. This journey back to Earth is just the beginning of what I believe will be a lasting alliance." The Valerians, known for their beauty and strength, listened intently. Among them was Elora, a Valerian warrior whose curiosity about human technology had led her to form a close bond with Ethan. Her piercing green eyes shone with determination and something deeper, a connection that transcended mere fascination. "Before we depart, there are a few things we need to finalize," James continued. "Ethan, can you brief everyone on the technical status?" Ethan nodded and stepped forward. "Thanks to the Valerian technology and their understanding of bioengineered materials, we've reinforced the hull and optimized our energy systems. The ship is in better condition than when we first arrived." A murmur of appreciation rippled through the crowd. The Valerians had not only aided in the repairs, but had also shared their knowledge generously, creating a symbiotic exchange of information and skills. "Arya, Elora, your people have been incredible," Ethan said, turning to the Valerian leaders. "We owe you our lives. This cooperation is a testament to what we can achieve together." Arya's gaze was steady and filled with pride. "Our meeting was fated, Ethan. We have much to learn from each other, and this journey to your world is a step towards greater understanding." Ilara stepped forward, her expression resolute. "We are ready to see Earth, to experience your culture and share ours. This is more than just a visit. It's the beginning of a new chapter for both our peoples." The crew spent the next few hours in a flurry of activity, packing supplies, double-checking systems, and sharing last moments with their Valerian friends. Amidst the hustle, personal goodbyes were exchanged, filled with promises of future reunions. Ethan found a quiet moment with Alora. "I never imagined I'd find such a connection here," he said softly. "I'm looking forward to showing you my world." Alora's gaze was intense, her voice firm yet tender. "And I look forward to understanding it, Ethan. This journey is not just for knowledge, but for the bond we've forged." As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the clearing, the crew gathered for a final farewell ceremony. Valorian chants filled the air, a hauntingly beautiful sound that seemed to resonate with the very soul of the planet. Captain James raised a glass of Valerian nectar, a symbol of unity and shared purpose. "To new beginnings and the friendships we've formed," he toasted. "To new beginnings," everyone echoed, their voices blending in a harmonious chorus that carried a promise of hope and unity. With hearts full of anticipation and a touch of sorrow, the crew boarded the Explorer X, accompanied by their Valerian companions. As the ship lifted off, leaving the vibrant world of Valoria behind, they looked ahead to the stars, knowing that their journey had only just begun. The Valerian women, with their beauty and strength, were about to step into a new world, and the men of Explorer X were ready to welcome them into theirs. Together, they were embarking on a journey that would forever change the course of both their civilizations, united by the bonds they had forged in the heart of an unknown planet. Chapter 5, Preparing for Departure. The stars stretched out like a glittering tapestry as the spaceship Explorer X left the orbit of Valoria, embarking on its journey to Earth. The vastness of space enveloped the ship, a silent witness to the monumental event that was unfolding. Inside the spacecraft, excitement and anticipation buzzed among both the human crew and their Valerian guests. Captain James Morgan stood on the bridge, his eyes fixed on the navigation console. The weight of responsibility bore down on him, but he couldn't help but feel a spark of exhilaration. This journey was more than just a return to Earth. It was a historic mission, a bridge between two worlds. He glanced over at Dr. Ethan Carter, who was engrossed in a conversation with Alera, a Valorian warrior whose strength was matched only by her curiosity. "So tell me more about Earth," Alora said, her violet eyes wide with interest. Ethan smiled, his eyes lighting up. "Earth is incredibly diverse. You'll find bustling cities filled with towering skyscrapers, serene forests teeming with life, vast oceans that stretch beyond the horizon, and deserts that seem to go on forever. Each place has its own unique beauty and challenges." Alara leaned in closer, her interest piqued. "And the people?" "Humans are as varied as the landscapes," Ethan replied. "We have different cultures, languages, and traditions. It can be chaotic, but it's also what makes Earth so fascinating. We constantly learn from each other, just as we're learning from you now." Meanwhile, in the communal area, the crew and the Valerian women were sharing stories and skills. Sergeant Ryan O'Neill, a skilled engineer, was demonstrating Earth technology to a group of Valorians. The women watched intently as he explained the workings of a portable solar generator. "This device harnesses the power of the sun," Ryan said, holding up the sleek, compact generator. "It's used in remote areas where traditional power sources aren't available." A Valerian named Lyra stepped forward, her eyes reflecting the generator's glow. "We have something similar, but it's more rudimentary. Can you show me how to improve ours?" Ryan nodded enthusiastically. "Of course." As the ship hurtled through space, the bonds between the humans and Valerians grew stronger. Meals became a time of sharing not just food, but experiences and dreams. The mess hall echoed with laughter and animated discussion about the future. Alara and Ethan often found themselves gravitating towards each other, their conversations flowing effortlessly. One evening, they stood by a viewport, gazing at the stars. "Do you ever wonder what's out there, beyond what we can see?" Alora asked, her voice soft. Ethan nodded. "All the time. The universe is so vast, and there's so much we don't know. But that's what makes it exciting. Every new discovery is a step closer to understanding the bigger picture." Alara smiled, a thoughtful expression crossing her face. I've always believed that our destinies are intertwined with the stars. Meeting you and your people feels like part of that destiny. Ethan's heart skipped a beat. There was something undeniably special about Alara, and he found himself drawn to her in ways he hadn't expected. I feel the same way, he said quietly. Elsewhere on the ship, Captain Morgan was deep in conversation with Commander Aria, the Valerian leader. They sat in the captain's quarters, discussing the logistics of the cultural exchange that awaited them on Earth. We'll need to ensure that both our people are prepared for this transition, Morgan said. There will be challenges, but I'm confident we can overcome them together. Aria nodded. Our people are resilient. We've faced hardships before, and we've always emerged stronger. This alliance with Earth is a new chapter for us, and I believe it will bring great benefits to both our worlds. As the days turned into weeks, the journey continued, filled with moments of camaraderie, learning, and quiet reflection. The humans and Valerians shared not just their knowledge, but also their hopes and fears. Friendships blossomed and romances began to take root. Ryan and Lyra often spent their evenings working on engineering projects together, their mutual respect and admiration growing with each passing day. They would lose track of time, caught up in their shared passion for innovation. One night, as they were putting the finishing touches on an improved solar generator, Lyra looked at Ryan, her eyes shimmering with emotion. "Thank you for sharing your knowledge with me. It's been an incredible journey." Ryan smiled, his heart swelling with pride and affection. "The pleasure has been mine, Lyra. I've learned so much from you as well." In another corner of the ship, Alora and Ethan were engaged in a quiet conversation, their hands almost touching as they spoke about their dreams for the future. "I can't wait to show you Earth," Ethan said, his voice filled with excitement. "There's so much I want you to see and experience." Alara's gaze softened. "And I can't wait to see it with you. This journey has already changed my life in ways I never imagined." As Explorer X neared Earth, the anticipation reached a fever pitch, the ship's windows filled with the sight of the blue planet, a beacon of hope and promise. Both humans and Valerians gathered together, their hearts pounding with excitement and a sense of shared destiny. Captain Morgan's voice echoed through the ship's intercom. "Prepare for re-entry. We're about to make history." The ship trembled as it entered Earth's atmosphere, the crew and their Valerian guests holding their breath in collective anticipation. As the Explorer X descended towards the planet's surface, the sight of sprawling cities, lush landscapes, and vast oceans filled their viewports. The journey to Earth was not just a physical voyage, but a journey of the heart and spirit. It was a testament to the power of unity, the strength of curiosity, and the beauty of forging connections across the vast expanse of space. As the ship touched down, both humans and Valerians knew that this was only the beginning of an extraordinary new chapter in their lives.